Oke guys, lanjut game kedua antara tim Lilgun melawan Burmese Ghouls. Saksa masih pakai Barat dan Zora dia pakai Nolan.
Yeah, looking at Burmese Ghouls, again, they have this tanky front line. These fighters that can really clear out the lane so fast, and they see it like Nico clearing out the
di
wave
sini
a
dia
little
masih
bit
pakai
ahead
Paquito mid ya.
against Forbid. And now you see kind of Burmese Ghouls rotating all around the map,
juga
giving
sih,
the
bro.
vision here to
Karena mata-mata di luar sana itu memang
sure
agak mengerikan ya.
creeps here. Even before their jungler can take it in, and this Nolan, right, is that kind of hero that can snowball very early once you give it that space. But looking at Burmese Ghouls, they're just poking up against Lilgun here and making sure that these heroes just go back to their base before their first major objective, which is the turtle. I do like the fact that they put in this Ruby on the XP, like that they can definitely keep up with the Lars Lapu-Lapu.
You know, in game one, we saw Team Lilgun kind of run it and gun it and get 2 early kills before the first turtle. It looks like it's not going to be the same story this time around. They're not going to be running that Dairoth in the jungle anymore, but that Nolan. So the rotations will be slightly different. Now, Burmese Ghouls had a really good turtle rotation, and that's how they kind of came online in the game and took control. Team Lilgun definitely needs to have a strong presence on these neutral objectives to be able to maintain a lead and even out this series. Burmese Ghouls is going to be focusing on trying to pressure them in the early phase. They know if we can get a slight advantage up against Team Lilgun, they have a hard time finding a way to come back from it.
Yeah, no one has picked up the first blood yet. It's already 2 minutes in. A lot of these pressures have been centered towards this XP lane. The Lar, making sure that he clears out the lane here before Aizen. Here comes Saksa though with the Totems. Welcome.
Walah, langsung tumbang bro.
D-Lar shuts down Aizen with the alley-oop from Saksa on the bot side. And now we'll go to the turtle. Ethan already pulling the aggro with the Guinevere.
Yeah, I love the combination that Delar and Saksa is doing here, right? The connection that they have, making sure that Saksa goes in at the right time. Delar was just baiting everyone from Lilgun to come in and getting Saksa to get in that nice Detona's welcome and pick up the first blood. So this was the same thing as game number 1. If you keep on giving Saksa all these kills, he's gonna get farmed up. But you know, I did mention a little bit of the early game here coming out from Lilgun.
Sama ya udah guys, memang dipencet ya. Udah buang flicker, buang ulti juga.
Which is pretty much what they did too in game number 1. So it's kind of like an even trade. They trade off that gold lane for that turtle, which is still pretty much still worth it right now, since the golden is the one that kind of carries the game in the mid to late game.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Taking down Stitch is key. At least they got to trade from it, right? And not letting them get something one-sided. But they got to make sure they get Stitch on point. Zara will get another, though. It's going to find Nico. Detna's welcome from Saksa for the stun on the wall. Zara able to get out. But Ethan taking a little bit of blows. Nobody will fall in this engagement, but Lilgun now having the lead 2-1 on the scoreboard.
Well, usually I see the Nathan using in like the Inspire there to be able to get that attack speed up, right? But as of the moment, you can see for 2,456. Actually, Stitch still has a little bit more gold up against Bebex. All care of the pokes coming out from him. Once he gets that entropy up, once he gets those items up, he actually get a very better of heaven there. So this is actually kind of good against Bruno, who's kind of building up to be tanky. But here over the jungle side, Saksa though, nice tuck in there by
wah,
Zora.
dolarnya.
Udah pasti tumbang guys ya. Getting the kill, space migration onto D-Lar. Saksa trying to get out of there. Nobody to help him. Nico joining the party, hit with the chain CC and Aizen. We'll find Saksa. Nico very low. Spatial migration in for the double, and Aizen a 2-for-none trade on the over-aggressive play from Burmese Ghouls on the purple buff.
This is exactly what they need to do, right? Keep on pressuring Burmese Ghouls, keep on pressuring Saksa, right? To give the space for Zora, who's already standing at the 2-0-1, and there we have it.
Gokil. Saksa, Saksa dapat loh.
The Lilguns, let's see if they can go for the punish here.
Zora gak ada retry soalnya guys.
Nice. Detna's welcome. Nico, heavy left punch will find him. We're talking about Nico's Paquito. Did just find his first kill of the game, but he's found 2 deaths so far. Not as hot as he was in the last game.
Yeah, this was all care of the Eden setups here, getting in that spatial migration and that Violet Requiem onto him, right? He does not have the Purify though, so that's something that he has to watch out for. Nico actually chose the Flicker, right, to get in that extra mobility and that extra play if you want to get in that knockup punch and that Flicker play coming out. Nico once again trying to set up the play here, but he does not have the full charge just yet.
Nico bebek. Wah.
Yep. He's going for Bebex instead.
2 kali tinju guys, mati guys.
Seal the deal there. I think, you know, if he went for Zora there, it would have been a different story. The Nolan is so much more mobile, right? So he chose the right target, took out the gold later, which is pretty much good enough. 1/4 HP here for the turtle. Let's see if Saksa will be able to take it.
Yeah, 25%
Saksa dapat guys ya.
Saksa will claim it for the Burmese Ghouls. Possible turnaround. Stitch is going to claim a turret on the top side, uncontested. But speaking of contesting, heavy presence from the Burmese Ghoul. Now going to shift focus over to the purple buff. A little bit of invasion onto Team Lilgun. Looks like they won't be able to get it some good spacing over there from Zora. Still sitting 3-0-1, having a really good game. Team Lilgun looking like they're taking control of the early phase.
Yeah, the 6 kills though, but they need to convert to either like more tower takes here, space all across the maps, and maybe even take in like the turtles that Burmese Ghouls has been taken so far in this current game. 6 minutes in, Lasters will be spawning in, but look at Nico's damage though, like forcing Ethan to back away, and this is something that Lilgun kind of has to face check their bush first before, you know,
Crystal udah diamankan oleh Stitch ya.
I actually want to see the items that he has picked up. He has also been clearing up the waves over at the top side, making sure that Burmese Ghouls still has that space. Gold lead, no one is leading just yet, all because of the fact that Lilgun has been taking the kills, and Burmese Ghouls has kind of been equalizing that by taking in the turtles.
Yeah, right now it's still pretty much an even game. I mean, both sides were able to take a turret. Only a 400 gold lead for the side of Lilgun, even though they're up by 3 kills. I mean, when we're comparing Zara over to Saksa, he is up in levels only by 1 though. So I would still say this is a very close game. But the later this goes, the beefier Barats does have Blink to be able to keep him alive. But Bebex, if he can get those core items, he may have the damage necessary to shut down Saksa, as long as his team has the anti-heal to be able to stop Blink from keeping him alive.
The thing here is that when you see the lineup here of Burmese Ghouls, and if you don't know these players, like you wouldn't know, like you at this point you might actually think Nico's an XP later, right? With the way he's clearing out the waves there on the top side. A lot of these wave management, like Burmese Ghouls is just so good with their wave management. You can see that not only do they keep their lanes in check, but they're always in the prime position to take in the turtle. But here though, see, that's a problem for Delar. He gets taken down here, but all the ultimates have already been invested. Here comes Saksa though. Trying to get in the kill. There comes the call out.
Walah, Forbidnya.
Blink is going to take down Forbid. Stitch finds Ethan. That is going to be a
sengaja guys ya, turtle-nya diambil guys biar sekalian aja jadi Lord ya. Dua orang tumbang bro.
He's very low though. He did take a couple of hits before taking him down. But you are looking at Burmese Ghouls focusing on this Lord Forbid, trying to contest Bebex in position. Zora may be able to rush in with the Retribution, getting very low though. Stitch dealing some damage. Yeah, you are seeing the entropy go out. Saksa will get the Lord. Burmese Ghouls. D-Lord with the shutdown though. It's gonna find Zara, and that is gonna be still 7-9. Burmese Ghouls claims the Lord.
Oh, Delara leading the charge. You see the way he was able to zone out Zora there and making sure that he was the one taken down. But this is gonna be a problem. Look at the damage coming out from Ethan though.
Hampir aja guys ya.
I would say
Lightning Truncheon udah diamankan oleh Forbid ya.
It's going to be huge for the Burmese Ghouls, right? Everybody spawned in. This may open up the opportunity for them to clear some of these tier 1 turrets, either in the mid or the bot side. And if they can take the mid one, they'll be able to kind of invade onto the orange and the purple buff and keep Lilgun at bay inside of their jungle. But Lilgun, they're not going to give it up without a fight.
Definitely not, right? This is one way to get in all the lanes, and Burmese Ghouls
Sauranya tumbang guys ya.
Whoa, Nico there.
Sumpah Nico kalau ajak by one hampir 90% bisa menang guys ya.
Actually shut him down right before the lore was up, so it's kind of like a burst damage from both sides coming out. Here's the thing, low kill score for both sides, but it is all purely about the objective takes here for the side of Burmese Ghouls and even Lilgun here. But they can take in at least the second tier towers here for the side of Burmese Ghouls, and if they don't manage to get in a nice setup here from Aizen, or maybe even get in that nice setup here from Ethan, it's gonna be really hard here for Lilgun to actually bounce back. They need that shutdown. They need to take
Tuh
down the
kan,
gold leaders or those heavy
giliran
hitters from
Nico
the
yang
team,
mati
and
guys
that's
ya.
one way to go. Take down Nico, who has been
Mungkin
such
Niconya
a
terlalu
problem
pede
too here
cuy.
for Lilgun.
Yeah, Nico, a little bit of an overextension. I'm not really sure what his game plan was over there rushing into the inhibitor. I mean, I know he has some heavy gloves, but they're not heavy enough to take down 4 members of Team Lilgun running against him. Now, with that over-aggressive play, I mean, they're slowly trying to equalize this economy. Team Lilgun now on the back end. They were leading for a little bit. Burmese Ghouls able to turn the lead with that Lord, able to take a lot of turrets, which means they are going to be leading now by 2,000 gold. But you are still seeing Team Lilgun take it to the mid-river, not afraid to take the fight into that mid lane up against Burmese Ghouls. That just shows you their confidence, right? They're ready to continue playing it out, but they have to be careful because if Burmese Ghouls can get them out of position and take them down here, it'll increase that lead even more, and that snowball may turn into an avalanche. As you are seeing Saksa already starting to pull the aggro and invade onto that purple buff.
Saksa.
Yeah, he's the one definitely leading the charge here. He's the tankiest, but here he's going to be sustaining all the damage that coming in from the side of Burmese Ghouls. A lot of ultimates being invested. Look at
Dolar.
coming in with the play, getting that
Iya,
double.
Forbid tipis
And
bro.
Forbid as well forced to back
Gila guys ya.
away.
Delar semenjak
Like
ada di
Delar
tim Burmese Ghouls
getting
jadi
into
GG gini guys.
Getting in that ultimate, landing it on
So
to
speed.
make that 3 members down. They can take down the
Dapat
inhibitors
gak?
here
Dapat
before
gak?
the
Gak
Lord.
dapat guys, gak ada minion.
Yeah, and they have the numbers, right? Full 5-man team against Forbid and Zara.
Menunggu
They have a
ya.
chance to possibly open up the base for Team Lilgun. Minions are in play, rushing down the mid lane.
Saksa,
Forbid
Saksa.
trying to
Nah.
stop them. Zora by his side. Members are spawning in for Team Lilgun though, and Burmese
Ayo,
Ghouls
langsung
go ahead and
ambil
shift
Lord
their
yang
focus
pertama
back to
ya.
the jungle.
Yeah, the thing about Delar here is he understands too that apart from Saksa, he's the one who's going to be initiating here, because again they do have they have the Rafaela here as their roamer, so it doesn't really have the setup. It provides the utility, so they need someone to set up here up against Lilgun, who has a CC heavy kind of composition, team centric type of composition here, and no one's willing to go for the commit just yet. Everyone's grouped up here for Lilgun, trying to wait for someone to come in, maybe Aizen to tug someone in with the I am offended, and Ethan as well to set up the place with that spatial migration and Violet Requiem. But it is once again calm before the storm. Saksa trying to get those stacks up before the Lord, but it's gonna spot Aizen there though on that lone bush, and it's gonna be reset once again. This is the luminous Lord that we're talking about here, the enhanced Lord for both sides to take in.
Yeah, high value target, but look at Nico on the top side. You mentioned Burmese Ghouls being really good at rotating around and maintaining these lanes. And with them pushing out on the top side, it's going to force Team Lilgun to have to split here to defend their inhibitor. And there it goes. They are going to be forced to split off right there. Nico is way behind enemy territory, though. Looks like he's going to try and get a knockout. Wait, Bebex is over there by himself, though. He needs to be careful. You are looking at Burmese Ghouls already going to pull the aggro for this Lord. Nico being very patient. You know he is on demon time right now.
You know he's out for blood.
Looking for a pick-off.
He is definitely out for someone.
He's stuffing the gloves with concrete right now, and somebody may step into that bush if they're not careful.
Concrete and grass? is there even concrete there? Because it seems like it's only water, but you know the
Lord
amount
yang
of damage
kedua,
that
guys,
Nico is doing here
Berarti
at this
tadi
point,
Lord
like,
kedua tapi
you would
masih level
kind of
1
think that
guys.
he is
Itu yang kumaksud ya.
Delar at this point, right? But Delar is the one here for in Burmese Ghouls that needs to kind of set up the place. Nico trying to kind of go for that split push, and Lilgun also making sure that the waves are cleared out. So overall, you know, nobody's committing to the Lord just yet, right? Like, everybody wants to make sure that, you know, either somebody starts a fight here. Ethan, Aizen, Delar here with the bravest fighter, but Saksa
Dolar.
them in the bush. Delar's gonna get chunked down. He has the immortality though, so he can kind of go all the way in here up against Lilgun.
Yeah, and Burmese Ghouls doing a good job of kind of poking the bear with this Lord, waiting for Team Lilgun to try and engage. The lower it gets, the more thirsty Lilgun will go in for that retribution, and they're waiting for that utility to be baited out. Somebody is going to use that ultimate first. Then goes down from Saksa, is going to engage, forces out the nether realm. Big stun though.
Zaura yang dapetin Lordnya bro.
The Lord for Team Lilgun, but they are not finished.
Bebek mati sih.
Going down, Nico finds
Forbid,
Bebex,
nah.
finds the marks.
Ambil perang nggak sih bro? Langsung perang nggak sih?
They are on a chase, trying to close this game out. Moving forward into playoffs. They still got the full team to go through though, but they were able to claim the Lord. A good
ini Lordnya, iya memang tim Lilgun dapat guys ya, cuma kelihatannya beradir sia-sia sih. Nah, Lordnya lah dari mid lagi ya. Udah pasti langsung dibegal guys.
Yeah, the thing there in the clash up against Burmese Ghouls, right? Ethan
Sampai
was
ini
able
tuh
to get a
Tart
nice
udah
setup
pasti
onto
tumbang lah
Saksa,
Lordnya
and
guys
then
ya.
Dilar actually popped in that Bravest Fighters last. But what really made Lilgun survive all of that was the Netherrealm rather coming out from Forbid, was
Hati-hati.
extending their time there in
Langsung
the team
dilihat dari
fight. So
Saksa.
now
Nah,
Sora
kan.
was actually able to land in that nice retribution all the way up
Loh.
against the side of Saksa. But look at Nico.
Bebek
Oh,
tumbang
he's
berkali-kali
definitely
gara-gara
was
Nico loh guys.
waiting to get that bush for so
Wah,
long, but
Nikonya
now he's gonna
tumbang
get
guys.
punished. There's the shutdown. And I think it was overall an even trade out there. The gold laner for the mid laner here for the side of Burmese Ghouls. I think Nico is just trying to get kills after kills here, and it's good that he's actually just trying to get Bebix here at this point, who is standing at the 0-4-3, who hasn't been able to get any of the kills, has been taken out several times, all because of what Nico's doing.
Nico's a politician on a mission right now, just finding Bebex all the time. This is like the second time he's caught him by himself. I mean, if I'm Bebex, I'm yelling at the team right now. Hey, do not leave me. Where is Nico? I know he's in one of these bushes, as he's been taken down twice on the solo play. Nico always finding a way to get to the back line and take him down, and that's going to help them, especially when it comes to these 5v5 engagements, as you are seeing the siege for the purple buff. And it looks like Saksa was not able to get it.
Saksa's gonna get it.
Up. Oh, did he? I thought Zara got it.
I think it was Saksa. Oh,
No, Zara
okay,
got
yeah,
it.
Sora
Yeah, he
got
got
it. Actually, yeah, he got it. Yeah, he actually clicked the retribution to take it in. Actually, both sides, I think. Oh no, Sora clicked the retribution though. Although here Zora's trying to go for the back lines. Ultimates has been invested here. Ethan gets in the nice knockup, but I think Burmese Ghouls might try to commit here. They're trying to get that pressure up against the side of Lilgun before this Lord is up, like forcing them to back away, making sure that their lanes are cleared up so that Lilgun can no longer move forward once it goes into that major objective, which is the Lord that will be spawning in 25 seconds, 60 minutes in the game. And you did mention that Lilgun is that kind of team that, likes to go for that late game. And as for Burmese Ghouls, again, it is still pretty much a late game type of composition for them if you count in the Nathan here, which is really fast and shredding down those turrets, and at the same time a very good amount of damage right now. He is leading in terms of the gold right now so far in the game. 50k for the side of Burmese Ghouls, but one shutdown, one takedown here for both sides will actually be crucial when it comes to the gold swing.
Yeah, we're officially in the late game. Once you pass that 50,000 threshold, everybody having those in-game items to deal that massive damage and also be able to sustain themselves. So this is going to boil down to who can execute better. So far, when it comes to execution, though, we see Burmese Ghouls doing a little bit better at it in this match. Team Lilgun, though, like I said, don't count them out. They're playing for the late game, and late game has arrived. As you are going to see this Lord spawn in, aggro has been pulled, and it looks like Team Lilgun will shift their focus to try to control this Lord pit.
Sabar dulu guys, itu masih ditarik ulur guys ya. Ini dibiarin dulu sampai level 3. Saksa, lihat menitan lah bro. Itu masih level 2 bro.
Yeah, see at this point Bebex is like, yeah, I'm staying with you guys. I'm not gonna do that split
Biarin
push.
dulu.
I mean, there's the setups here coming out from Lilgun, right? They have the Guinevere, they got that Ruby as well to make in those game-changing plays. But the problem here is that Bebex is taken down. Their damage dealers are taken down before, even if they have a good engage, they aren't able to back it up. Now let's see if Burmese Ghouls can take this second enhanced Lord of the game. Everyone's just trying to go in for the pokes right now. Immortalities have been purchased at this point, and Saksa is still going to be working in on that Lord. Let's see if Isaac's going to be able to get that nice tug. Here goes the pokes. Welcome from Saksa though. Half HP for the
Wah, Nico dapetin tarotnya. Ambil perang. Itu Nico. Oke. Aizennya mati guys. Wah, Nikonya aman sih. Kali gak aman ya. Aman gak sih bro? Niko aman guys. Wah, gak aman. Wah, ini bro. Lord 3 masih level 2. Deler. Waduh. Zora lawan beli immortal guys. Immortal pecah. Wow.
Everyone's low.
Nah, ini udah Lord level 3 cuy.
They are going to go in for this Lord now with the advantage of the separation. They may be able to take it, but they don't know where they are. Maybe they think they're still in the bush. So they are going to play a little bit safer. Still anybody's match.
You know, at this point, I think that Nico has enough workout already. I mean, he has been traveling all across the map, right? Like making sure that all of these lanes are cleared out, making sure to get that split push. It actually bought a lot of time for Burmese Ghouls, but Saksa didn't actually go for the commit onto the Lord, knowing that he was very low at that time. He did not have those stacks, those full stack up against the Barretts. But now Lilgun gonna try and initiate for this Lord, but everybody's really low. Saksa though, taking part of the damage here, goes for the
Zaura.
Mortality being procced from both members, from both sides. Another round being activated.
Wah, Zaura tumbang guys.
Nico!
Wah, Nico keras sih.
Down the jungler for Team Lilgun. No retribution, meaning Burmese Ghouls may be able to take this objective uncontested as Team Lilgun will disengage from the Lord Pit.
Nico's this kind of guy that's like, okay,
Ngeri guys ya.
take someone down, and then for the split pushes, it's kind of really annoying here right now for Lilgun, not for Bebex, even for Sora here that has
Lordnya langsung diambil Saksa guys
really
ya.
hard time not knowing where Nico is. Like 2 hit the lead for this guy. He picked up a BOD, he picked up that Malefic Roar, so you can ensure to see that, you know, these squishier heroes can get taken down easily. But Burmese Ghouls got what they wanted. They got this Lord up. They got Saksa here. It's a complete team here for the Burmese Ghouls that's knocking in the door here of Lilgun.
You know, Bebex is grinning.
Wah, itu
Got that
Lord.
revenge on Nico, but now Nico
Tarik sampai
looking to probably
segitunya
take
guys.
him down again. Bebex may want to be careful.
He
They're
is.
going to go ahead and speed this. Lumen's going to make his way into the base for Team Lilgun. On their final stand, they need to be able to thin this off or they are knocked out of game.
Woi, dolar.
2024.
Iya.
This moment you want it, but you better never let it go.
Wah, masih gak bisa end guys, gila.
Don't miss this chance to blow as Burmese Ghouls still gonna disengage. They're not gonna be able to push forward with this Luminous Lord. Lilgun able to defend.
Guys. Endless battle langsung diamankan oleh Zaura ya.
Lilgun is, I mean, as compared to Burmese Ghouls has a lot more wave clear here as compared to Lilgun, who is more on the setups. They actually didn't go for the full commit, knowing that Lilgun can actually punish them in their base. So they didn't go for it for the full commit. And 21 minutes in, we're still not done yet. Looking at the items here, I really can't tell you guys anymore, but a lot of the immortalities have been purchased, and at this point, like, no one is leading in terms of the items because everybody pretty much got what they wanted. But Burmese Ghouls, I think they should be able to take down this last inhibitor, maybe possibly go the safer route, take that last Lord, and maybe
Dollar full damage. Gak, bukan dolar sih.
Dollar. Iya,
ada 2 defense lah. Yang full damage si Nico ya guys ya.
Damage item. So what Lilgun needs to do here if they want to get Nico
dia jadi mid
contained
laner guys, bukan jadi XP lane.
Or maybe get the setups from Ethan as well
full
to get in
damage,
that Violent Requiem and that Spatial Migration combination. But as of the moment, right, Burmese Ghouls is playing this nice and safe. Maybe go for the split push later on while everybody's busy trying to maybe steal the Lord. But here it is. 2 things that can happen here for Burmese Ghouls. Split push or go for the Lord.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think Nico only knows 2 words. And you know what that is? Bay and Bex. So they might want to be careful as he rotates around this map.
Zaura aja takut guys sama baratnya Saksa.
Possibly in the jungle.
Bling.
Woi. Next 30 seconds. Battle on the way though. Blink. Taken down to about 50% HP. Will expand the
Pada
distance
nunggu
away
Lord
from
kali
Team
4 guys ya.
Definitely does not want any parts of that. I mean, we're at the 23-minute mark, right? If anybody falls, they're going to be down for like an entire minute. And that is huge for either side. And definitely going to have to kind of play closer together. But Nico, again, look at him with the split push on the bot side. He's the only player doing this in this entire map. Team Lilgun having a hard time rotating around and denying
Lord yang keempat cuy.
Yeah, at this point, like, I was like, okay, is it Nico or is it Stitch? Because, you know, the Nathan can actually shut down the base really fast. Like, there was a time before it was so broken. Like, I can just, you know, get that Johnson in, land it in the base, and it's over, right? But now it has been adjusted, so everybody's just gonna go for, of course, the safer route here for Burmese Ghouls is to take down this Lord so that they can finally take in the base here. But look at what Nico is doing here at this point. It's not even Delar. It is Nico doing the work. Even Delar is actually setting up for some sort of split push play here. A lot of the minion waves are crashing in the base here of Lilgun, particularly the bottom side, which kind of caused like 1 or 2 players to actually go back for the base. But Sora is still here, trying to get that steal with the retribution. But here comes Ethan though, denied of that.
Nah, Stitch yang dapat guys ya.
But it's gonna be Stitch picking up that kill.
Dolar.
Yeah, Stitch is gonna pick up the Lord.
Loh, Forbit mati guys. Tapi bentar lagi dia balik sih. Minion bro. Waduh, Nico langsung beli immortal. Winter kah? Winter Truncheon guys. Rose gold. Alah, gak sampai. Iya. 4 lawan 4 lah guys. Sampai gak NC parah sih bro. Berarti kuat lah tim Lilgun ya.
He even bought the Winter Truncheon to buy him some time, but it's inevitable here. Numbers advantage. Actually, both sides have 4 members, but this is the Lumina Sword you're talking about. It's crashing in the base.
Lordnya boy. Zaura immortal pecah. Iya, lah udah guys ya, Zaura mati guys. GG guys. 25 menit anjay. Waduh. Gila, hampir setengah jam ya. Oke lah guys, kita lanjut ke match selanjutnya ya guys ya. GWP buat Burmese Ghouls cuy. Prediksi gua kalah. Bye bye.